Let's understand what is an alternative investment. Alternative investments have no single definition. AI can be defined by exclusion, which means any investment that is not simply a long position in equities, fixed income, and cash. Therefore, any share that you purchase of a company, or any debenture or bond issued by a company, or any cash which is held by you is not considered to be an alternative investment. On the other hand, AI by inclusion definition says that any investment made in real assets, hedge funds, commodities, private equity, or structured products will all be considered as alternative investments. We will discuss all these type of asset classes in the coming chapters. Let's discuss what is an institutional quality alternative investment. Investments which are made by financial institutions such as pension funds, endowments, and foundations are called institutional quality alternative investments. These investments deliver a reasonable rate of return and have an acceptable level of risk. These institutions have a particular investment policy by which they have to invest their investable surplus. Hence, these institutions are allowed to invest in projects or assets which are neither very small nor very speculative in nature. Further, some institutions such as banks are not allowed to hold particular type of investments as per the regulatory requirements of the country. For example, there are Basel III requirements which says that banks are supposed to have the risk-based asset level in the balance sheet. Hence, they are not allowed to invest in risky alternative investment classes. Further, there are some institutions which do not prefer all type of alternative investments. For example, there are brokerage houses. So, these brokers generally do not consider investing in assets such as real estate or commodities or say private equity, as they are dealing in shares or in debentures of a company. But however, if you consider, then financial institutions as a group generally consider investing in institutional quality alternative investments. Let's look at an example. Which of the following can be called an institutional quality alternative investments? Looking at the options one by one, paintings and art collection. Although it is an alternative investment, institutions do not invest a substantial amount of the portfolio, as you've seen before that they do not invest in speculative or small projects. So we have to eliminate this option. Option B, 10-year government bond is not an alternative investment, hence it is eliminated. Option C, long short equity hedge fund is an option, so we have to keep it. And option D, exchange traded equity fund, again is not an alternative investment, so we eliminate it. Hence our option is option C, long short equity hedge fund. Let's look at a summary of what we've seen in this video. The traditional assets are equities, fixed income securities, and cash, which are not considered as alternative investments, and hence they come in the definition of AI by exclusion. AI by inclusion means any investment made in real estate, hedge funds, commodities, private equity, and structured products. Institutional quality alternative investment are investments which are made by financial institutions such as pension funds, endowments, and foundations. These investments deliver a reasonable rate of return and have an acceptable level of risk. Some institutions such as banks are prohibited from holding such type of investments as per the regulatory requirements. Thank you.